Hey everyone, it's Suzanne, and I want to thank you for joining us for our So Suzy podcast, where we'll be exploring and demystifying some of the crafting world's greatest mysteries. You will also be able to get the show notes and the links we reference by visiting us at www.sosuzypodcast.com. What's the first thing that pops into your head when I say habits? Brushing your teeth, coffee before kids, checking your Facebook before you crawl out of bed, crunching ice, rearranging the dishwasher after your family loads it. Some of the habits we have are for the good of everyone around us, like brushing our teeth or caffeine intake before communicating with the world. Other habits have formed out of annoyance and pet peeves, like rearranging the dishwasher, because no matter how many times you tell your family not to put the popcorn bowl in the bottom rack, they still inevitably do. But what about the habits you have created for your own personal benefit? We purchase crap loads of craft supplies. We love to shop for them. We're inspired when we put them in our cart, but when they show up in our craft room, they sit, collect dust, hidden under another shopping bag. Worse still, forgotten they were ever purchased. This, my friends, is a tragedy, a heinous crime that most of us have probably committed. And to be honest, I should be drawn and quartered, as I just found a bag of ribbon I purchased at Hobby Lobby from September 2015, forlornly sitting all alone under one of my office tables. But our incarceration and possible dismemberment could have been avoided if we made ourselves a priority and created a few good habits for ourselves. One of the most common frustrations I hear in our online classes is, I never have enough time to blog. Trust me, I am right there with you. I would love to blog more often, but I need to make a card, take a decent photo, put together a supply list, and write the thing. We are talking a minimum of 2 hours, and if I'm realistic, it's probably more like 4. However, what if I created a habit around the time I did have? Remember that big pile of stamps and supplies I talked about? What if the habit that was created was one to blog about the goodies we purchase? The new habit could be this: see the new release or cards that inspired our impulse purchase, copy the link and image that motivated the purchase, and paste that information into a blog post and save it as a draft. Buy the amazing stamps or supplies, and as soon as they come in, take a picture of what just arrived, post it in the saved draft, write a quick update of what you picked up, who inspired you, and where other people can find the goodies. The post is quick and easy. The information provided is valuable to yourself, your blog, the company, the person who influenced the purchase, and when you finally get around to making something with those supplies, the inspiration is right there on your blog. You won't have to worry about forgetting why you bought those tulip stamps, because it is right there for you to reference along with the inspiration card that started it. By incorporating a desire to do with the reality of time available, you can form a habit that has incredible benefits. I know that this is easier said than done, and I am the queen of not enough time. Just ask my closet. But you know what? If I really had to look at myself in the mirror, I would see that it needs a good dose of Windex, and having a clean closet isn't a priority to me. Sure, I may be using the dryer and laundry basket, but who is that negatively impacting? At this very moment, the only person who's exacerbated is my mother, as she listens to her previously organized daughter tell the world she has turned into a slob. Sorry, Mom. But we are going to IKEA on Monday, and that is so much more important than staying home to clean my closet. Which is how master procrastination is done, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, no one sees my closet except my husband and I. It's not like I really need to clean the closet right this very moment, and who cares? Why does it need to happen? Because I'm an adult and I should probably clean my closet before my husband throws all my clothes into a mud bog, which would fall under my being held accountable for my mess. By identifying different priorities in our lives, we see where we may need to create habits and accountability. If cleaning your kitchen is low on your priority scale and you still have dirty dishes on the counter from breakfast, What happens when your mother-in-law calls and says she's on her way over with surprise in-town relatives you've never met before? You run around like a chicken with your head cut off and clean the house and kitchen in record time. Those unexpected guests are holding you accountable. But what about your own personal hobbies and doing the things in life we enjoy? Who holds us accountable when it comes to having me time? Why do we have such a hard time giving ourselves some much needed time to create? Quite frankly, it's because we were taught to not be selfish. We eat last. We work overtime to make sure there's someone there to pick up our kids after school. Our free time is put on hold while we run the little people around to dance, karate, music lessons, birthday parties, and whatever other cockamamie event we put them into to make ourselves feel better for the good of our children. Talk about trying to throw our hats in the ring for potential parenting martyrdom. And to what end? Let's face it, unless you are in a good place emotionally and mentally, you're good to no one. Not to your children, your spouse, your career, and definitely not to yourself. Growing up, we had what my mother fondly referred to as play quiet time. From the time we were born until we graduated from high school, my mom required and took an hour for herself. We either were taking a nap or playing quietly in our rooms, depending on our age. There was no coming out for drinks, no TV blaring, and certainly no fighting. This was her hour to sew, knit, crochet, read, nap, or just enjoy the patio without screaming children. Her 1 hour of selfish joy. And once that hour was over, the hounds of hell were unleashed to wreak havoc onto the world once more. And the best part? That hour is still hers, even today. She still takes that hour. She earned it and she owns it. So don't call her at 1 o'clock because that's her quiet time. The habit she created 43 years ago still holds strong today, and she is better for it. That hour gives her time to recharge, focus, and prepare for the rest of the day. And I hate to burst your bubble, but guess what? Unless you are the sole protector of all humanity, the world will not perish if you shut your phone off for an hour. The world will still go on without you. And you can totally master the quick cleanup before company comes over unannounced. Every Wednesday night, my husband and I have date night. We tell everyone to leave us alone. Our kids, parents, renters, employees, and friends. Phones are shut off. We lock down the house, watch our shows, grill steaks, get ridiculously drunk, and we focus on us, our marriage, relationship, and friendship. Just like my mom deserves her hour, our marriage deserves that night. And you deserve a time to create. How much you need and how much you can give to yourself is up to you. But find it. Create that habit. Hold yourself accountable. Turn off your phone. Get off Facebook. Shut down your email. Tell people you're off limits, including the smaller versions of yourself. You're the parent. Act like it. You want 30 minutes after bath time? Take it. Send them to their rooms with a book for quiet time before bed. Make that 30 minutes your time to catch up with the latest coloring class. Practice your brush lettering. Watercolor that peony you just bought from the ton. Use your Misty and start making those Christmas cards. Put your kids to bed at 8 and use that hour between 8 and 9 for you. Grab your cross stitch at lunchtime and find a quiet place to sit and sew. Sit in the parking lot after work and read for 30 minutes before heading home. It's rush hour anyway. You may as well let traffic die down before hitting the freeway. Whatever you decide to do, whatever habit you create for yourself, it's up to you to decide you're worth it and to take the time you need. Life is too short, and there are a ton of fabulous projects to work on, hobbies to learn, and art to create. So let the dishes sit, the laundry stay in the dryer an extra 30 minutes on tumble, and do something selfishly for you. If there's something you do habitually for yourself, please let us know in the show notes and tell us how you hold yourself accountable. You never know when it could help someone find their way to the fun side. I also want to thank My Sweet Petunia and the amazing Misty for sponsoring today's podcasts. There are only so many hours in a day, and the time we do get to take for ourselves is precious. It's nice to know that when we do find that me time, it's not wasted with ruined cards because the ink didn't distribute evenly. And having that Misty will make sure every card is beautifully stamped, regardless if it is 1 card or 50. You never know. Maybe this is the year I actually send Christmas cards to everyone. So until next time, this is Suzanne, and you have been listening to the So Suzy podcast. Happy stamping!